Hello, thank you so much for checking out this week's video. Today we're going to talk about hangovers. And just in case you're wondering why I'm talking this way, my wife actually, she dared me that I wouldn't do the entire video in Irish. And so this is actually more there. So we're seeing if I can do the entire thing in Irish. Which, by the way, before we get going with the thing, you have to first talk about the Irish accent is actually a bit different than the Scottish accent. The Scottish accent has a lot more in the back of your throat, and it's a lot deeper when you're talking. Which is also quite different than the Australian accent. When you're talking to Australian, everything you do is kind of sing-song together, and it's all like mashed in one big word. And it's just kind of up and down, but it's totally the best way to speak personally, I think, when you want to just talk like that. But then there's also the posh British accent, if you just prefer to speak posh. Which I do not. So, let's talk about hangovers. St. Patty's Day. Well, when we're talking about St. Patty's Day, the first thing everyone wants to talk about is the beer, right? I actually don't have any green beer, so I apologize for that. But you get the idea. So, when you have a hangover, what exactly is it? Well, a hangover is really nothing more than dehydrated. Because when you're drinking the beer, it's so delicious, and the whiskey and everything else, what you're doing is you're peeing a lot of it out. And why does that work? Well, that's because alcohol does one thing in particular. Alcohol works on your kidneys to stop the kidneys from absorbing some of the water as much as it normally would. So as a result, you pee out more of the water. And when you pee out more of the water, you ultimately get dehydrated if you're not rehydrating. So what do people want to do? They say, well, I'm dehydrated. I need to drink more beer. Which works great for that night, but it doesn't work so well the next morning. So we're going to talk about how to cure a hangover. Well, if we know that the problem with a hangover is dehydration, the way to fix it would just be hydrating, wouldn't it? Well, there's more to just hydrating than just pure water. Because when you're peeing out, you're not just peeing out pure water, you're actually peeing out the electrolytes as well. So to help us out, I've got a little friend to come along with us here to pee out the electrolytes. Help us show some electrolytes, good old Gatorade. You can use anything you want. But the reason Gatorade is so important is because it has sodium and potassium in particular, and those things are what you're losing when you're peeing out all the water from drinking all the beer and the whiskey. Although, another thing that a lot of people don't quite realize when you go to replace the electrolytes and you want to cure a hangover is actually milk. Just straight up milk. And the reason this is really good is because it also has just as many electrolytes and it's just as good for you. In fact, chocolate milk is one of the best things you can possibly do. One of the best things you can drink for it. It's actually absolutely wonderful. The mixture of the sugars with the sodium and potassium is fantastic. So all you got to do when you're out hanging out with your friends and you're about to end the night, when you end the night, just have a bit of Gatorade or some chocolate milk or whatever you feel like, and then just take some ibuprofen, which helps some of the swelling, decrease some of the swelling in your brain, and drink plenty of water along with the electrolytes like we just mentioned. And wake up in the morning and you won't have a hangover at all. So ibuprofen or some kind of non-inflammatory medicine, and then you have something for your electrolytes as well, either the chocolate milk or the Gatorade or something like that. Take that the night of your drinking. So for instance, if you're going to drink it tonight, make sure you drink it tonight, and then you won't have a hangover tomorrow. Okay. So this next part, I'm actually going to speak in Australian. So thanks so much for checking out a video this week for Simple Medicine. Check us out on Facebook if you want. simplemedicine.com/KIP for knowledge is power. Okay, see you next time.